And should my story entertain you, nay,
I've heard some interesting tidings about... town.
Regarding the Vermundian military, yes.
Indeed. Tell is, there's been a shift in the chain of command.
our hero ventured into a shrine long enclosed, whereupon he found serpent and soldiers in battle opposed. Though to the soldiers' aid he would fain have leapt, unease overtook him, so behind a pillar he crept. And not a moment too soon, for there came a flash of light, ere the room filled with screams, soldiers wailing at their plight. Then the shrine grew deathly still, and our hero was all alone, for every last soldier had been transformed into stone. Wary of his foe,
What are you doing? We've not been given leave to rest yet.
I'm well aware of that, thank you.
seeing his moment, he unsheathed his blade and brought the pillar low in a thundering cascade. The gloating serpent was caught by surprise, and with a pitiful hiss, 'neath the pillar it writhed. Till mustering swiftly the last of its might, to the depths of the shrine did the monster take flight. Thus, with a wit as sharp as his sword was honed, did our hero put an end to the threat imposed. And who was our hero? Why, needless to say, 'twas the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, aye, got some coin to spare your humble... Was much appreciated.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Ah, excellent find.
Treat your ears to a tale by a master...
I'd heard tell of a beggar. So where's he get his coin then? Makes a man wonder.
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain...
What do you want?
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master... a storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall tell of a serpent with powers most fell. Our hero ventured into a shrine long enclosed, whereupon he found serpent and soldiers in battle opposed. Though to the soldiers' aid he would fain have leapt, unease overtook him, so behind a pillar he crept. And not a moment too soon, for there came a flash of light, ere the room filled with screams, soldiers wailing at their plight. Then the shrine grew deathly still, and our hero was all alone, for every last soldier had been transformed into stone. Wary of his foe, and with presence of mind, the man...
Now here's a surprise.
A splendid discovery. Interesting. I shall have to inform my own master of this.
The gloating serpent was caught by surprise, and with a pitiful hiss, 'neath the pillar it writhed. Till mustering swiftly the last of its might, to the depths of the shrine did the monster take flight. Thus, with a wit as sharp as his sword was honed, did our hero put an end to the threat imposed. And who was our hero? Why, needless to say, 'twas the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day.
Hail, friend. Have you? I've an eye for people, and I'm in a bit of a quandary. You see, I fear not. I only ask your name. I'd be much obliged. Sound appealing?
Wonder if it's too early for dinner.
Another veil would taste twice as fine here.
What should I do? I don't know what to do.
Someone to talk to.
Nice, juicy.
What should I do?
It isn't the dragon, but these pests what worry me.
Alms, alms for the poor. Pray grant those less fortunate some salvation.
Suppose I'd best be heading home. Must be my winter coat broken.
This is a bit much for me. I'd best head home.
Suppose I can finish it tomorrow.
Dead on my feet.
Let me get that.
If I drop dead now, who would mourn me?
I'm tired of breaking my back to be someone else.
Not my kind of place, this.
This place offers a view of the sea.
I imagine we would not escape a plunge into the water's depths.
A hard day's work, still. Any loose coin about, enough to make you rich.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
A few hours sleep ought to help order my thoughts.
I'll put this to use.
Got to work.
Rejoice, my darling, for your Albert is returned.
Welcome home, dear.
I spend my days spinning yarns, only to come home to a wife for whose radiance I have no words. If there is a more fortunate fool in the city, I have yet to meet him.
Oh, you bold-faced flatterer.
Interested in my wares? Sleep on my woes, mayhap they'll go away.
Come off it.
We have found the material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
I wish to escape.
Interested in my wares?
I'm aching for a fight.
I end up feeling weary even after a day of rest.
Lots to do, and precious little time.
Suppose I ought to have a mouthful. It might want a dash of salt.
This is no place to compose my thoughts.
All that fuss, and nary a... No one's coming to my rescue.
Tis so dull when there's
Alms,
nothing doing.
alms for the poor. Pray grant those less fortunate some salvation.
Nor
about trouble here. I best move along.
I don't know what to do.
Got to work if I'm to put bread on the table.
There's a ladder here.
Ah, excellent find.
Right, door's locked. That should do it.
All my days, I've been on my feet all day. My legs are as lead.
On my troubles.
I'm bloody starving.
You've come. Glad to see. So, what say you? Would you care to live here in my absence? Many thanks, friend. I knew I could count on you.
We will find much better rest in an abode than out in the elements, methinks. Let us make good use of it while we can.
Right you are.
I can't stomach places like this.
Sometimes I wonder if I'd be better off a hermit.
Shall we get some rest then? To this world I return, ready to put all I've learned to use.
Now we've the vim to tackle the day ahead.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
Shall we get underway?
Anything's better than this. Even the grave.
What am I to do? I'm lost without those garments.
Aye,
What do you want? What? Where did you get this? No. Never mind that. Listen, whatever you found out, whatever you think you know,
A splendid accomplishment.
It was not the conclusion I'd foreseen.
A solemn reminder that there's more to adventuring than revelry and riches.
I quite agree. Shall we report this development to Captain Brant? If you would be so kind as to follow me, I shall take you to the one you seek.
Gather round!
We have reached our destination.
Hi. Would you care to join me? I'd not say no to a bit of... I was hoping you'd say that. Do you know, I had a feeling we'd meet here today. Say, you're not from round here, are you? Are you a traveler? How I long to learn more of the outside world. She's always telling me how dangerous it is beyond the path. After all, if the world truly is so perilous, what of the lives of our... It seems unfair that I alone should be... But listen to me waffling on. I almost forgot. Here, I brought more of the money I owe you. I should have the remainder ready by our next meeting. My apologies, friend, but I'd best be going. I mustn't let Mother find out I left. Thank you for indulging me. I do hope...
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
We ought to put it to good use.
Gather round! Treat your ears to a tale! Bye.
Shall we report this development to Captain Brant? I believe I can guide you to the person in question.
We must rest, though the sun is...
Open your eyes, everyone. 'Tis dark out, but our day begins.
Shall we check our packs and be off?
Shall we get underway?
We have arrived.
Greetings, Your Majesty. Have you a moment to speak?
Well met, sir.
All the best tales come from travelers.
Fine wares. This worrying's giving me an achy back. Only care I have is how to spend.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. You've done a fine job culling those monsters, Your Majesty. 'Tis common knowledge among the people that 'twas you who delivered them from danger. The number of those who seek out this tavern in the hope of an audience with the Arisen grows by the day. Should you continue to display such valor, the day will soon come when Disa can no longer deny your presence. And ere it slips my mind, pray, take this. 'Tis a symbol of my own gratitude.
Excellent work, Master. We have fulfilled our duty to satisfaction.
Indeed. You've culled more than your fair share of monsters. I expect tales of your valor will soon be told in taverns.
Well said.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. Do not forget that we work to...
Follow me, if you would.